Good evening and welcome to the 2017 Market Hog Show.
There will be 3 divisions this year. The first division will be made up of 3 classes. At the end of those 3 classes, we'll place the top 10 in that first division. Then we'll go on to the second division, do the same, and then the third division. At the end of the 3 divisions, we'll bring all the division winners in for our grand champion, and then start working your way down for the absolute top 10. It'll be a little different. We'll try to keep you posted as we go along so you know what's going on.
Starting at the far end, you're going to bring the pigs in, so class 1 to the holding area. Starting in the first class, our exhibitors are Molly Saunders, tag 688, weighing in as 220. Lane Bell, tag 634, weighing in as 221. Zachary Dial, 696, weighing in as 224. Eli Patterson, tag 615, weighing in at 225. Eli Patterson, tag 615, weighing in as 225. Haley Beckett, tag 690, weighing in as 226. Wyatt Collier, tag 678, weighing in as 226. Caitlin Maynard, tag 651, weighing in as 228. And Brandon Blair, tag 640, weighing in as 229. Judge, this is your class. We would like to welcome our judge for this evening, Dan Frobose from Pemberville, Ohio, and currently farms. In 2011, he retired from Ohio State University Extension, where he worked as a livestock specialist. He has been judging swine shows in the USA and Canada for the past 40 years. Please join me in welcoming Dan Frobose.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to come down and work your swine show here this evening. I can tell from the first class that we're going to have a very good evening of high-quality pigs. Before we get too far into the show, I've been doing this a long time, and I think it always helps when I tell the crowd what I'm looking for ahead of time. How many of you in the audience out here are in the hog business? A few of you are. A lot of times I'll get to a crowd and I'll only see a few. And I think it's important that we understand that when we're evaluating market hogs, we make associations of what the end results is going to be. So we want to try to find pigs that do a good job, that have the balance and represent what we look for in the industry. Well, what's the most important thing about a market hog? Well, hopefully putting a high quality product on a table for you all to eat as consumers. We want pigs that have muscle in them, and we want them to have the right amount of fat, not necessarily too much, not necessarily too little. We also want the pigs to have a body design that gives us the indications that they should be able to grow relatively fast. That means they're deep-chested, they're bold-sprung, and they have the length of body that's incorporated in with them to be able to put on fast gains. And then also, I think it's important that the pigs be able to move and function in an adequate manner. I can't promise you that I'm going to have the soundest structured pig win here this evening. I can't promise you that the best cutting pig will win here today. And I can't promise you the fastest growing one will win here today. But hopefully, when we come out for that championship drive, we're going to have pigs that are a similar type and kind and represent those concepts that I'm looking for. Nice pair of muscular pigs to work with out here in this first class. We're going to win the drive with the spotted top pig, the young man here in the white's driving. I think the pig that kind of typifies what we're looking for in terms of muscle shape and dimension, a very well balanced pig from point of shoulder to hip, one that we like really well for its muscle shape through loin and ham. She should hang up a very attractive carcass and gives us the body type we're looking for also. Oh boy, we got a meat wagon here in number 2. Here's a pig that I really appreciate for that muscle shape through loin and ham. Maybe a pig a little piecier in its makeup as we study it through that hip and into that loin as compared to our class winner, but one that's not, you just can't deny the amount of muscle product that she brings to the arena for today. The next pig coming out, here's a pig that I think really kind of follows the type and kind of our class winner from a profile standpoint. This pig levels out, motivates pretty well across the ring, but maybe runs into a bit of a problem. I'm not carrying quite the muscle volume through top and ham, maybe not quite the center rib shape that we see in our class champion. Next pig coming out. Here's another one. Oh, I told the young man we'd love to see this one on the rail because this might be the carcass hog of the class. Big in its top, big in its kind, a pig that's still fresh in its makeup, just a little piecier made in terms of how it's structured through its top, into its hip, and how it comes out of its rear leg. And the next pigs on down the line, I think, are good pigs from a design standpoint. They're pigs that are just a little flatter made in terms of their rib shape, maybe not quite as functional in terms of their feet and leg soundness as what we find at the top end of the class, but a nice set of pigs to work with in this arena. Give them a nice hand as they take them back.
Results from Class 1. In 8th place, Brandon Blair. In 7th place, Molly Saunders. In 6th place, Lane Bell. In 5th place, Haley Beckett. In 4th place, Zachary Dial. In 3rd place, Caitlin Maynard. In 2nd place, Eli Patterson. And in 1st place, Wyatt Collier. For Class 2, Gavin Yates, tag 6'11", weighing in as 230. Austin Manning, tag 680, weighing in as 231. Seth Allery, tag 644, weighing in as 231. Angel Lewis, tag 716, weighing in as 232. Gracie Saunders, tag 685, weighing in as 232. Okay. Lakin Berry, tag 621, weighing in as 233. Brock Fleeman, tag 648, weighing in as 234. Levi Owens, tag 743, weighing in as 235. And Molly Starr, tag 238, tag 738, weighing in as 235. Judge, this is your class. I'd like to thank our trophy sponsors for this evening: Loan Central, Matt and Big Ferguson, Stephen and Sons Insurance Agency. For the chairs and the signs, Starlight 4-H Club. For the Grand and Reserve trophies, Art and Amy Bell and Jason and Kelly Forbush. And for our division champ banners, Danny and Vicki Wilson. Please join me in giving them a round of applause.
Here's a top pair where I'd like to do some mixing and matching. We had a lot of variety through the pens, and pigs that had muscle and pigs that maybe we'd like to change a bit in structure, maybe some pigs that didn't have quite enough muscle. Both of these pigs out here are a little bigger skeleton kind of pigs than maybe we found in some of the others in the class. One's obviously a little more mobile in its kind, a little more agile as it comes off both ends. The other one maybe packs more product through loin and ham. One that maybe I'd like to see a little more agile in its design compared to the red one. As we line them up, I kind of always follow the principles, and when coaching judging teams and working with shows, I've always taught the kids, when in doubt, go with muscle, because that's what we're in the business for. And with that, we're going to win the class with the dark-headed pig, the young man's driving here. Here's one again. When you go to thinking about putting them on the rail, you're going to be really impressed by the loin-eye size and the amount of muscle and the dressing percentage that this type of pig's going to bring to the arena. Is she perfect? No. I'd like to loosen her up in her mobility. I'd like to maybe give her a bit more body, but she's certainly a pig that's still fresh. She's ideal in terms of her turn to top, really muscular in her makeup. Now the red pig in second hole, there's a lot of the people that probably think this pig's kind of plain featured. But when you study this old gilt from head to tail, you appreciate her agility, you appreciate her leanness, her turn to top, the length and functionability she has to her muscle pattern in a very complete package. She just gives up the total volume of muscle that we find in our class champion. A really stout-featured, wide-sprung pig coming out in third. I like this pig for its stoutness, its depth of rib, its overall capacity. A pig that's still fairly functional in its makeup, but a pig that's quick in its pattern, maybe carrying a little more cover than what you'd like to see for this early market weight range. Like to just see this pig bigger in its kind. Same thing kind of goes for the young lady's pig coming out next. A pig that you really admire for the muscle shape through top and ham, a pig that's pulled apart, a pig that's got some natural turn to its top, but a pig that maybe functionally doesn't get along out of that hip and that rear leg quite as well as a few of the others above it today. Like to lengthen that hip, make that pig a bit more agile to get them competitive. The blue butt pig coming out here next. Here's one that you again like for its skeletal design from a profile standpoint. Here's a long-sided level top pig, but when you get in front, get behind, you find this pig maybe is lacking in stoutness, lacking in muscle shape through top and ham as compared to the pigs above it. The pigs coming down the line, here's a good set of pigs that's got some product in them. I don't think there's any problems in terms of excess condition. Maybe pigs that have some problems in terms of overall muscle mass or structure in relationship to the top end of the class. Again, let's give all these exhibitors a nice hand.
We have the results for Class 2. In 9th place, Seth Allery. In 8th place, Brock Fleeman. In 7th place, Molly Starr. In 6th place, Gavin Yates. In 5th place, Lakin Berry. In 4th place, Angel Lewis. In 3rd place, Gracie Saunders. In 2nd place, Austin Mannon. And in 1st place, Levi Owens. Now entering the ring for Class 3, Angel Lewis, tag 715, weighing in as 236. Zachary Dial, tag 695, weighing in as 238. Dawson Forbush, tag 605, weighing in as 239. Alec Beckett, tag 691, weighing in as 240. Ethan Patterson, tag 617, weighing in as 239. Josh Saunders, tag 683, weighing in as 239. Gavin Payne, tag 627, weighing in as 240. Jacob Sarver, tag 628, weighing in as 240. Seth Allery, tag 647, weighing in as 237. Lane Bell, tag 633, weighing in as 239. '98, weighing in as 240. Judge, this is your class.
Another deep class to work with, a couple young, youthful power hogs to work with at the top end of the drive. I'm going to win the class with the young lady's blue pig. I think when we kind of study this old gilt from head to tail, she puts the most complete package together for the class. They're extremely powerful through that loin and ham. A pig that's deep in his rib, deep in his flank, big in his capacity. Ideal in movement? No. I'd like to see this gilt just handle that hip and rear leg a little bit different to make her ideal, but I think when you look at her total package, she gives us a little bit more than what we have to work with the rest of the class. The young man's belted pig, I'll tell you right off the bat, I think is sounder structured, maybe balances out a little better from the side, from an eye appeal standpoint. But when I get up over the top of her, get behind, just don't find the amount of product through that loin, through that chest region, as what I find in the pig above it. Young man's pig coming out next, another stout featured, wide sprung pig. It's got a lot of product in him. Go ahead and let that third place pig out. This pig is very fresh in its kind, big in its rib, but a pig that's maybe a bit past where he needs to be in terms of his fat deposition. Like to clean him up in his lower 1/3, maybe just make him a tad longer in his skeleton to get him more competitive with the top end. Next pig coming out comes with that length of body, a real good turn to top to this pig, but a pig that flattens out into his rib region, maybe not quite as agile out of his hip, and that reach off that rear leg is maybe what I see in some of the others in the class. Black pig coming out next, another one, again, you admire for that depth of rib, depth of flank, that stoutness that it offers from head to tail, but a pig, again, that's maybe marginal in terms of its length of body, needs to be a little leaner in terms of its fat deposition over its loin edge and in through that ham seam. Next pig coming out, another stout featured pig in terms of bone work and leanness to its top, but a pig that flattens out in terms of its rib design, maybe not carrying the muscle volume through top and ham as compared to the pigs above it in the class. Next pig coming out, blue-butted pig that we like real well from a design standpoint. This pig is fresh, it's deep in its rib, deep in its flank, but maybe a pig that's just plainer featured, not carrying quite enough pop and dimension through that loin and ham to get it up higher in the drive. Next few pigs coming out, again, pigs that you admire for their freshness, none that are just terrible in terms of fat deposition, but maybe pose some problems in terms of structure, maybe pose some problems in terms of muscle shape to get them up there with the top end of the drive. Again, let's give these exhibitors a nice hand.
We want the three first place pigs to the 3 first pins closer to the parking lot. Results of Class 3. In 11th place, Lane Bell. In 10th place, Ethan Patterson. In 9th place, Jacob Sarver. In 8th place, Dawson Forbush. In 7th place, Gavin Payne. In 6th place, Seth Allery. In 5th place, Alec Beckett. In 4th place, Zach Dial. In 3rd place, Peyton Owens. In 2nd place, Josh Saunders. And in 1st place, Angel Lewis.
In the first 3 pens, we'll place the first places from each of the classes. In the next 3 pens, we'll place the 2nd place animals, and in the final 3 pens, the 3rd place animals. The judge will work through to place the top 10 in Division 1.
First place pig from Class 1, Wyatt Collier, tag 678. First place from Class 2, Levi Owens, tag 743. And from Class 3, first place winner, Angel Lewis, tag 715. Judge, this is your class.
Three excellent pigs to work with in this lightweight division. The pig that we can remember from the first class, really complete in its design, like its soundness, its balance, its eye appeal. Maybe a pig that just needs a bit more product and pounds to get into that ideal range where we'd like to see her. The big black-headed pig that we came out of the second class, boy, the bone work that sits under this pig, the length of body, the turn to top is really impressive on him. Maybe like to see this pig a little more agile also out of that hip, a bit more body and mass through that rib and flank region. The winner of the last class, a big fresh made pig that's got lots of product through top and ham. pig that maybe isn't quite ideal in that movement out of its hip, but a pig that I think puts the best combination of products together and what we're looking for in this particular drive today. We'll use the blue-butted pig to win this drive.
Your Division I grand champion is Angel Lewis. We need Josh Saunders, tag 683, to the ring.
A very good individual comes out of the champions class, like the balance, the design, the look that pig brings into the competition. A pig that's very good in terms of his levelness from point of shoulder to hip. A pig that's very uniform in terms of his muscle shape and his look. A pig that maybe I'd like to lengthen him out just a little bit more in terms of its hip, but I think she does the next best job of finding what we're looking for today. She'll be second or reserve in this division.
Your reserve champion in Division I is Josh Saunders. I need Peyton Owens to the show ring and Zach Dial, tag 695, to the makeup area.
For third overall in this division, I'm going to come back to the blue-butted pig that won the first class. I think, again, a pig that does a good job of representing what we're looking for in the industry. Very well balanced, a sound structured pig that's deep in its rib, deep in its flank, does a very good job of utilizing its skeleton. Let's give that young man a nice hand.
Your third overall for Division I is Wyatt Collier. I need Eli Patterson to the ring.
Individual with the wide-belted pig that was champion in her second class. Again, a pig that you preach for its skeletal reach, its muscle shape over a top and through its ham. Maybe not as bold-sprung, as deep-bodied as what we saw on pigs above it, but a pig that does a very good job of handling its skeleton and design that it offers to us today. Again, let's give him a nice hand.
Your fourth overall for Division I is Levi Owens. I need Austin Mannon, tag 680, to the ring.
For fifth, we're going to come back to the gray-belted pig the young man's got here. Super stout featured, bold-sprung, big old top barra that we like real well for its muscle mass and freshness. Maybe one we'd like to lean up just a little bit for in this weight division. Maybe one we'd like to just give him a tad more skeletal reach and freedom of fat to get him competitive with our champions. Good pig. Let's give him a nice hand.
Your fifth overall for Division I is Peyton Owens. I need Zach Dial, tag 695, to the ring. And I need Alec Beckett, tag 691, to the makeup area.
For six, we're going to come back to the red pig the young man's driving here. Again, a very complete package pig, sound off both ends, good turn to top, uniform in terms of its muscle shape, maybe not pulled apart, not quite as three-dimensional in terms of its muscle shape as those pigs at the top end, but a pig that does a very good job of representing what we're looking for in the industry. Let's give him a nice hand.
Your sixth overall for Division I is Austin Mannon. I need Gracie Saunders, tag 685, to the show arena, and Angel Lewis, tag 716 to the makeup area.
Black-headed pig, the young man striving there. Here's a pig again, maybe follows more of the type and kind of our overall winners of this division. A pig that you like for that freshness, that depth of body, that overall dimension it offers from head to tail. Maybe one you'd like to make it just a bit more correct in terms of its mobility pattern out of its hip, maybe get it up off of its pasterns and just a tad better off of that front end. But like her freshness, like the amount of product that she offers and the degree of cover that she carries at this point in time. Again, let's give this young man a nice hand.
Your 7th overall for Division 1 is Eli Patterson. I now need Caitlin Maynard, tag 651 to the arena, and Zachary Dial, tag 696 to the makeup area.
We're going to come back to the belted pig, the young lady here that looks like she got in a fight with her boyfriend. She's got a nice, fresh, deep rib, deep flank, meaty made kind of a gilt. Maybe one I'd like to change a little way. She comes out of that right rear hock, but appreciate the freshness, really appreciate the overall rib and muscle that she brings to the competition. Let's give her a nice hand.
Your 8th overall for Division 1 is Gracie Saunders. I now need Angel Lewis, tag 716 to the ring, and I need Lakin Berry, tag 621 to the makeup area.
Here's where we start to get where we'd like to take all three of them and put them together to make that pig that kind of meets all of our needs. We've got pigs with capacity. We've got some pigs that are pretty good in muscle. We've got some with good skeletal reach and the right amount of cover. And they all pose some positives. They all pose some negatives. That's where you're starting to get picky in which direction you're going to go. I think that the pig that does the next best job of utilizing its skeleton and giving me some body spread, some muscle shape through top and ham is the young lady's wide-belted gilt right here. A pig, I'll tell you right off the bat, I'd like to change the way that hip's laid into her, make her a little sounder off those rear legs, but like that body width, dimension, muscle shape through top and ham. Again, let's give her a nice hand.
Your 9th overall for Division 1 is Angel Lewis. We now need Lakin Berry, tag 621 to the show arena. All of the other pigs may be dismissed.
For 10th in this lightweight division, we're going to come back to the belted pig the young lady's got along the rail. Maybe just does a little bit better job of balancing out in terms of its levelness at top, depth of rib, depth of flank, more uniform in terms of its body makeup than what we find in the other alternatives in the class. Again, let's give all these lightweight exhibitors a nice hand.
Your 10th overall for Division 1 is Caitlin Maynard. This ends Division 1. Now entering the ring for Class 4, Dawson Forbush, tag 604, weighing in as 241. Emma Berry, tag 620, weighing in as 242. Alec Beckett, tag 693, weighing in as 244. Hannah Gates, tag 661, weighing in as 242. Lindsey Freeman, tag 652, weighing in as 241. Brock Fleeman, tag 649, weighing in as 241. Cameron Sarver, tag 632, weighing in as 242. And Blake Neal, tag 731, weighing in as 242. Judge, this is your class. We would like to welcome our judge for this evening, Dan Frobose. Dan is from Pemberville, Ohio, and currently farms. In 2011, he retired from Ohio State University Extension, where he worked as a livestock specialist. He has been judging swine shows in the USA and Canada for the past 40 years. Please join me in welcoming Dan Frobose.
Nice pair of pigs out here to start the middleweight division. I think we've got one here that wins the drive relatively easy in the black-headed pig. Kind of study this old pig. It's fresh, it's sound, it's big in its kind, powerful about its top and through its center rib. A pig that puts a very good design together to work with for this particular drive. I think the one that next follows type and kind is a blue-blooded gilt the young man's driving. Here's a nice, agile, sound-structured kind of a pig, maybe not giving you quite the muscle dimension through top and ham as our class champion, but a pig that does a very good job of utilizing its skeleton in a very fresh and functional form. The black pig coming out here in third. Here's a pig that you want to study. Here's a pig that's sound, it's eye-appealing, it's really got a very nice package in terms of the way it's put together. She just needs another 35, 40 pounds on this pig, and it'd be one that'd be pretty tough to handle. A pig that just maybe isn't quite as stout, isn't quite as powerful through top and ham as what we see in some of the others today. Next pig coming out. Here's a pig, again, boy, if you could just change the way he wheels out of that one rear leg, we could move this pig up relatively easy because he follows the type and kind of our class winner. He's big in his chest, deep in his rib and flank. A pig that's got some power in its top, just needs to be sounder structured and better out of that hip and that rear leg region. A nice pig coming out next that patterns really well. Just a pig that's a little plainer featured, not carrying quite the muscle shape and dimension of those pigs above. The rest of the pigs on down the line, again, good basic pigs that you like for their capacity, you like them for their design, maybe just not finding the freedom of fat or quite the structure that you find at the top end of the class. Again, let's give all these exhibitors a nice hand.
The results from Class 4. In 8th place, Cameron Sarver. In 7th place, Brock Fleeman. In 6th place, Emma Berry. In 5th place, Dawson Forbush. In 4th place, Blake Neal. In 3rd place, Lindsey Freeman. In 2nd place, Alec Beckett. And in 1st place, Hannah Gates. Now entering the ring for Class 5, Madison McNeely, tag 670, weighing in as 245. Jacob Sarver, tag 629, weighing in as 245. Gavin Yates, tag 612, weighing in as 246. Cameron Sarver, tag 631, weighing in as 245. Ethan Patterson, tag 618, weighing in as 245. Alyssa Hayden, tag 647, weighing in as 246. Devin Forbush, tag 609, weighing in as 245. Katie Haynes, tag 601, weighing in as 245. Justin Owens, tag 701, weighing in as 246. And Wyatt Stallow, tag 724, weighing in as 246. Judge, this is your class. Sponsors for our banners, which is Danny and Vicki Wilson. Please give them a round of applause. The Lawrence County Cattlemen's Association is having a rifle raffle, and it's a Henry 4570 brass raffle, limited edition, and the donation is $10. To put a ticket in, go to the Lawrence County Cattlemen's Association. The Lawrence County Cattlemen Association is down by the cattle.
In the second class of our middleweight division, I think this is a class that poses some problems. There isn't really maybe a pig in this class that just jumps out at me and says, I'm super complete, I've got all the pieces that you're looking for. I think there's several pigs in here that got good traits that I'm looking for, but maybe not any that put that whole package together as well as maybe we've seen in a couple of the other classes. With that said, I'm going to use the black-headed pig here to win this particular class, in that I think he does the best job of utilizing his skeleton in this class. A pig fairly bold made in terms of its muscle shape and ham, pig that balances out, fairly good in its structure. One, I'll tell you right off the bat, I'd like to make this pig leaner along his loin edge, make him crisper in terms of his shape, but a pig that's still fresh and done a good job in terms of balancing out his skeleton. The young lady's pig gilt that we're going to use in second, easily a leaner featured pig than the pig ahead of it. But a pig that's a little staler made through that front end, tends to pop up in its chine, not carrying that stoutness through that center rib as what I see in the fresh pig that wins the class. But one, again, I think when we put on the rail, we'll be very happy on how it turns out. Pig coming out of pen number 3. Here's a pig that may be one of the more attractive from a profile standpoint in the class. Balances out really well across its top line. A pig that looks real good from the side. Get behind, get over the top of it. Like to see some more muscle shape into that ham and into that top line to work it up higher in the drive today. The young man's black belted pig coming out here next. One of the real true muscle hogs in the class when you look at him through his top and back in through his ham shape. But a pig that's a bit overdone for this weight range, like to lean him up in that jowl, that lower 1/3. Biggest thing, I'd like to get him more correct in terms of how he moves out of that hip and that rear leg. Next young lady's pig coming out, one that balances again pretty well, but a pig that maybe gives up some natural width and body dimension, a pig that's a little flatter in its side, not quite as powerful in terms of its muscle shape through top and ham, but a pig that's attractive on the profile. Next pig coming out, big old spot pig that's deep in its rib, deep in its flank, an easy keeping kind of a pig that's got some power in him, but he's also a bit past where his optimum fat deposition is today. Like to lean this pig up through that jowl, that lower 1/3, to get him a bit more competitive with the rest of the class. The young man's pig coming out next, another one very sound in its makeup, profiles really well, but a pig when we study from behind and from in the front, we'd like to open this pig up and make him more three-dimensional to get it more competitive with the rest of the drive. Again, the rest of the pigs appreciate the qualities they bring to, talk to the kids individually, what I liked and maybe what I change about those pigs. Let's give them a nice hand as they take them back.
The results from Class 5: in 10th place, Katie Haynes. In 9th place, Jacob Sarver. In 8th place, Cameron Sarver. In 7th place, Devin Forbush. In 6th place, Justin Owens. In 5th place, Alyssa Hayden. In 4th place, Ethan Patterson. In 3rd place, Wyatt Stallow. In 2nd place, Madison McNeely. And in 1st place, Gavin Yates. Now entering the ring for Class 6, Peyton Hayes, tag 712, weighing in as 249. Colt Pancake, tag 722, weighing in as 251. Chastity Adams, tag 699, weighing in as 251. Levi Owens, tag 704, weighing in as 250. Katie Hayes, tag 603, weighing in as 251. And William Walker, tag 666, weighing in as 251. Judge, this is your class. Key sponsors for this evening: Lone Central, Matt and Ben Ferguson, Stevens and Sons Insurance Agency. For the chairs and signs, Starlight 4-H Club. For the Grand and Reserve trophies, Art and Amy Bell and Jason and Kelly Forbush. And for our division champ banners, Danny and Vicki Wilson. Please join me in the round of applause.
Not a big class, but I think one that lines up fairly logically. The red pig here in the center of the ring, again, I think wins this drive relatively easy. A well-balanced, meaty-made kind of a gilt that's pretty powerful through that top, that upper part of her cage. She's deep in her rib, deep in her flank, correct in terms of her mobility patterns, does a very good job of utilizing her frame. In second place, going to go with the spotted pig, the pig that probably does the next best job of following type and kind of our class champion, but a pig that maybe isn't quite as correct in terms of his structural integrity off that front end, out of that hip, maybe breaks a little bit behind that shoulder as compared to our class champion. Gilt coming out here next. Here's one that's really stylish. I like its length of body, its turn to top. A pig that is relatively sound in terms of its makeup off that front end. Maybe like to change the way that hock's put together from behind, maybe open her up and make her a little more three-dimensional in terms of her type and kind as compared to our class winners. Next pig coming out, Good, stout, deep-bodied, production-oriented kind of a pig. No big holes in this pig. Just like to see this pig a little leaner featured and more powerful in terms of its muscle makeup through top and ham to work up higher in the drive. Young lady's pig coming out here next. Certainly a good design pig from depth of rib and flank standpoint, but a pig that gives up the power through top and ham as compared to the other end of the class. Young lady's pig coming out of the last pen. Here's a pig that if this pig could move better would actually be at the other end of the class. Here's a pig that's really deep in its rib, deep in its flank, powerful about that top and ham. Recent injury kind of put this pig down, but I think a pig, when we get up on the rail, we're going to really appreciate the quality that this pig has within it internally. Again, let's give all these exhibitors a nice hand.
Results from Class 6. In 6th place, Chastity Adams. In 5th place, Katie Haynes. In 4th place, Colt Pancake. In 3rd place, William Walker. In 2nd place, Levi Owens. And in 1st place, Peyton Hayes. Entering the ring for Class 7, Jenna Malone, tag 714, weighing in as 256. Travis Gates, tag 663, weighing in as 254. Levi Best, tag 671, weighing in as 254. Hunter Humphreys, tag 736, weighing in as 256. Molly Saunders, tag 687, weighing in as 252. Hunter Barber, tag 659, weighing in as 255. Molly Starr, tag 739, weighing in as 256. Judge, this is your class.
Well, everybody, let's put our hands together for this particular class. I think probably one of the best ones we've had all day. Got a few pigs that are down the line that maybe could have fit into the top end of some of the other classes that we've had. Two excellent individuals out here in the center of the ring that really kind of typify what I've been looking for so far today. They're pigs that are mobile in their kind, they're fresh in their makeup, but most importantly, they pack lots of product through top and ham. I think these individuals are fairly similar in their makeup and design. Maybe one's a little bit more powerful in terms of overall muscle shape and power through top and through ham, maybe more opened up through the center portion of the body. Today I see him as the blue butt to win this particular drive. Just a bit more power in this pig from head to tail and maybe what I see in the black-belted pig. Oh boy, is that black-belted pig a looker though. Man, she's got style. She's really attractive from a profile standpoint. I like her in terms of how she handles her top line and transitions throughout that top line. She's a little finer boned, maybe not quite as stout features as our class winner, but those are two very good pigs to have at the top end of the class. The belted pig coming out that the young ladies got in third. An extremely good pig also in its own right. A pig I like very well through the center portion of its rib, over its top, and through its ham region. A pig that's maybe a little more vertical through its blade, not as agile as movement out of that front end, but still a very good pig to work with. A stylish gilt coming out here next that you like for her turn to top. She's really lean. She's got some shape to her loin, back into her ham region. Maybe one that's just not as complete in terms of its balance and eye appeal as what we see in our class champions. The next couple pigs coming out, again, you appreciate for their type and kind, maybe just not offering quite the muscle expression and freedom of fat as what we see in our class champions. Again, let's give all these exhibitors a nice hand.
Results from Class 7. In 7th place, Hunter Barber. In 6th place, Molly Starr. In 5th place, Molly Saunders. In 4th place, Levi Best. In 3rd place, Jenna Malone. In 2nd place, Travis Gates. And in 1st place, Hunter Humphreys. Now entering the ring for Class 8. Isabella Pancake, tag 720, weighing in as 258. Wyatt Stallo, tag 725, weighing in as 257. Josh Saunders, tag 684, weighing in as 257. Meredith Humphreys, tag 733, weighing in as 259. Hannah Gates, tag 665, weighing in as 257. Wyatt Collier, tag 676, weighing in as 257. Jalen Wright Libran, tag 674, weighing in as 259. And Lewis Bell, tag 635, weighing in as 260. Judge, this is your class.
And they're different pigs, but they're all good pigs in their own right. I'm going to win the drive with the young lady's blue-butted gilt right here. She's probably not the prettiest and maybe not the most attractive one out here. I'm talking about the pig, not you, young lady. Yeah, you can smile. There you go. Here's a pig, when you really kind of study it from the ground up and from the front end back, here's the most complete pig in the class. Rugged in its design, she's powerful in terms of her loin shape. She's got that frontal extension, elevation to her front end, and uniformity to her muscle mass to put a very functional package together. I think a really good pig. Again, let's give her a nice hand as she takes him back. I'm going to follow in second place with the young man here right in front of me. Here's another pig. Maybe you'd like to make it just a tad more attractive, but from the ground up, this pig's pretty much made right fundamentally in terms of soundness. Got some shape to that top, pretty good in terms of its look. Maybe a pig that's just a little bit past its optimum fat deposition. Like to clean that pig up just a little bit more along that loin edge, make it just a little more crisper in terms of its presentation, but a very good pig in second hole. Young lady in third. I hope all of you that are thinking about showmanship put your eyes on her. She's probably done one of the best jobs of presenting a pig here tonight. And I like to reward good showmen. If there was If it was 50-50, I definitely would give her the benefit of the doubt because I love good showmen that are out there working and do the best to display their pig. That pig is good in its design, maybe a pig that doesn't offer the skeletal extension, maybe quite the look to its front end as the two pigs above it, but she got 110% out of that pig in the way she displays it and drives it. Excellent showman and a very good pig. Young lady coming out here next comes out with a pig with a little bit more skeletal reach, but a pig that's a tad flatter in terms of its rib, narrower at its base, don't offer quite the three-dimensional look that we saw in the three pigs above it. But a pig that's got some loin, got some ham in it, pig that should hang up a very attractive carcass. Young lady coming out here next, good pig, deep in its rib, deep in its flank. Got some shape through top and ham, just maybe doesn't balance out quite as well as what we saw in the pigs above it. Young man there with the red beard, he's got another pig that's I like for its freshness, its length of body, its turn to top, just kind of gets out muscled, out massed as compared to the pigs above it. The other pigs on down the line, again, maybe just not finding quite as complete a package as what we find in our class champions. Again, let's give all these exhibitors a nice hand.
Results from Class 8. In 8th place, Wyatt Collier. In 7th place, Josh Saunders. In 6th place, Lewis Bell. In 5th place, Jalen Libran. In 4th place, Meredith Humphreys. In 3rd place, Hannah Gates. In 2nd place, Wyatt Stallow. And in 1st place, Isabella Pancake. We are now starting the Division II final drive. From the first class, from Class 4, Hannah Gates, tag 661. Gavin, from Class 5, Gavin Yates, tag 612. From Class 6, Peyton Hayes, tag 712. From Class 7, Hunter Humphreys, tag 736. And from Class 8, Isabel Pancake, tag 712. Judge, this is your class. I need all second place class winners to the holding area, and I also need all third place class winners to the holding area, please.
Very happy with our class champions out here for this middle division drive. They kind of fall into a similar mold of what I've talked about in trying to find meaty made, sound, productive design kind of pigs that have some capacity laid into them, but carry plenty of product. For champion in this division, I think there's one that maybe stands out, puts the most complete package together, a pig that's got great skeletal reach, but yet lots of shape through its top, through its center rib, and as you view it from behind, young man's spotted pig there will be, or the white spotted back pig will be your champion for this division.
Your grand champion for Division II is Hunter Humphreys. I now need in the ring Travis Gates, tag 663. And I need William Walker, tag 66. I need Jenna Malone, tag 714 to the holding area.
Well, no drop in quality when we bring the second place pig from the champions class into the ring. I thought they were close during that particular drive, and I think they kind of copy each other in terms of design and look. Both extremely sound pigs that are extended through their front end, shapely about their top and ham. Our second place pig from our champions class will be reserved. Let's give him a nice hand.
Your reserve for Division 2 is Travis Gates. I now need in the ring Jenna Malone, tag 714, and I need Levi Best, tag 671 to the holding area, please.
For third, I'm going to come back to the young lady's blue, white-belted pig right here in front of me. I think another pig, as you follow him from a design and composition standpoint, very well balanced, level in its top line, very mobile in terms of how she comes off both ends, uniform in her muscle mass. Again, let's give her a nice hand for third place.
Your third overall for Division 2 is Hannah Gates. I now need in the ring Alec Beckett, tag 693, and I need Lindsay Freeman, tag 652 to the holding area, please.
Next, we're going to come back to the young man in the red belted pig right there. Here's a pig that I just really admire from the ground up in terms of its foot size, its bone mass, its openness through its rib and shape to top and ham. Maybe she gets a little harder in terms of her movement coming off that front end in this drive, but she follows the type and kind that we're looking for in terms of ruggedness of skeleton with the body and muscle mass. Very good pig, again, to work into that hold. Let's give him a nice hand.
Your fourth overall for Division 2 is Peyton Hayes. I now need in the ring Levi Owens, tag 704, and I need William Walker, tag 666 to the holding area, please.
In fifth hole, I'm going to come back to the young lady here with the blue topped white gilt. I think, again, one that does the next best job of following type and kind to what we've selected in our champion drive. Here's a very mobile made, really lean, muscular featured gilt that gives us some skeletal extension and gives us some substance all the way through. Again, let's give her a nice hand.
Your fifth overall hog for Division 2 is Isabella Pancake. I need Wyatt Stallow, tag 725 in the ring, and I need Hannah Gates, tag 666 to the holding area. I need Hannah Gates, tag 665 to the holding area.
Next, we're going to come back to the young man that just came out of the gates, the young man in blue. Like the power and dimension this gilt brings to the competition, maybe not quite as attractive in the profile and in the look through her front end as what we see in some of the others above her, but gotta like her overall power and muscle mass that she offers through top and through ham. Again, let's give him a nice hand.
Your sixth overall for Division 2 is Wyatt Stallow. I now need Hannah Gates, tag 665 to the ring, and I need Meredith Humphreys, tag 733 to the holding area, please.
We're going to follow up with this gray gilt then next. I think, again, another one that follows in the type and kind of what we've been looking for today. She's a natural in terms of her structural design. Maybe not quite as attractive to her front end and giving us an extension as those some of those above her, but gotta like her freshness, her soundness, and her body volume. Again, let's give her a nice hand.
Your 7th overall for Division II is Hannah Gates. I now need Meredith Humphreys, tag 733, to the ring, and I need Jalen Libran, tag 674, to the holding area, please.
The black belted gilt that just came into the arena we're going to use next. I think, again, another pig that maybe offers just a little more skeleton than some of the others in the arena, but maybe one that doesn't pack quite the power through top, through center portion of the rib and ham as what we see that we've already pulled out above her in this particular drive. Again, let's give her a nice hand.
Your 8th overall for Division II is Meredith Humphreys. I now need Jalen Libran, tag 674, to the show arena, please.
We're going to utilize the young lady's belted pig there next. I think a pig that you really appreciate from a carcass value standpoint, probably one of the bigger loin pigs that we've seen here today. Very good about her top, good in terms of her hip and ham design. One that needs a bit more flex through that blade and agility off that front end, but like the freshness, capacity, and overall muscle makeup she brings to the competition. Again, let's give her a nice hand.
Your 9th overall is Jenna Malone. I now need Levi Best, tag 671, to the ring. All the other hogs are now dismissed.
We're going to use the other black and white pig then for 10th place. I think a pig that you really appreciate from a carcass value standpoint, big in its top, really big in its kind, particularly as you're viewing from front and rear, but maybe a pig from a structure standpoint isn't as fluid in terms of his foot placement through that forearm and through that rear leg is what we see in a few of the others in the drive, but one that we really like for the amount of product he brings to the competition. Again, let's give all these top 10 a nice hand.
Your 10th overall for Division II is Levi Owens. Now in the ring for Class 9, Isabel Pancake, tag 721, weighing in at 264. Jared Shepard, tag 707, weighing in at 263. Which style? I know. Okay. Levi Stallo, tag 726, weighing in as 263. Levi Stallo, tag 728, weighing in as 263. Travis Gates, tag 741, weighing in as 267. Lydia Saunders, tag 689, weighing in as 263. William Walker, tag 667, weighing in as 266. Kaylee Maynard, tag 650, weighing in as 266. Kylie Guy, tag 742, weighing in as 261. And Devin 5, tag 718, weighing in as 265. Judge, this is your class. Bros. Dan is from Proctorville, Ohio, and currently farms. In 2011, he retired from Ohio State University Extension, where he worked as a livestock specialist. He has been judging swine shows in the USA and Canada for the past 40 years. Please join me in welcoming Dan for Bros.
Probably one of the deepest classes that we've had so far today. Really pretty good pigs all the way through to the last pen, and they all would hang up #1 carcasses yet. Going to win the drive with the young man's blue-butted gilt here today. I think the way this gilt drives is a testimony to this young man's ability to get out and work with this pig. While other pigs were starting to get stoved up the longer they were out here, this gilt just kept loosening up, and she's really complete. Is she the most muscular one in this particular class? No, but she's the most complete one in this particular class when we look at all the things that we're looking at. She's really smooth off both ends. She reaches right. She's got power through the center portion of her body. Could she stand to have a little more power from her mid to lower ham? Yes, but I think she does the best job of utilizing her skeleton for this drive. In second place, I'm going to come back to the young lady's kind of red spot, belted pig, off-colored pig. Here might be the muscle hog of the class. I like the way this pig handles her top. I like her from behind, but as the drive went on, she got harder in her drive off both ends. And now that can come from genetics, it can come from maybe being on too much Paline, and it can come from not maybe having enough exercise. So you kind of got to figure that out in your program before you get here. That's a very good pig, though, and she's going to hang up a really nice carcass. Again, give her a nice hand. Another really good pig is this young man pig that's coming out next. Excellent on the profile. Here's a pig that maybe isn't quite as eye-catching as some of the others that have been out in the ring, but when you start breaking him down, really a pretty complete barra. A pig that maybe is just a tad bit past where he needs to be from an optimum standpoint on fat deposition. A pig also that maybe started getting a little bit hard in his drive off both ends the longer he was out here. Like the freshness, like the power he brings all the way through. Next pig out. This young lady, she just about melts you with that smile. She's got that charismatic look in her face when she comes out with a pig that's pretty hard to put her down in fourth hole. But she's also driving a very good pig. Very well balanced, level in its top line. Maybe just not quite as powerful in terms of muscle shape when we get behind. Maybe a pig we'd like to just clean her up a little bit in that lower 1/3. Young man coming out here next, he's got a power hog with lots of shape to top and ham. A little coarser made off both ends, not as fluid in terms of its mobility pattern as our class champions. Same thing kind of goes for the young lady's pig coming out next. Another real muscle hog. just like she's been driving all day. Like the shape atop, like the muscle shape in this pig, but again, a little coarser made, not as agile in its movement off both ends as what we'd like to see compared to our class champions. Some of the other pigs down the line, you like them for their depth of rib, depth of flank, but maybe not finding quite the power from head to tail as what we find in our class winners. Again, let's give them all a nice hand.
Results for Class 9. In 10th place, William Walker. In 9th place, Kaylee Maynard. In 8th place, Kylie Guy. In 7th place, Levi Stallo. In 6th place, Isabella Pancake. In 5th place, Jared Shepard. In 4th place, Lydia Saunders. In 3rd place, Devin Fife. In 2nd place, Levi Stallo. And in 1st place, Travis Gates. In the ring for Class 10, Jenna Malone, tag 740, weighing in as 268. Eli Patterson, tag 614, weighing in as 270. Meredith Humphreys, tag 734, weighing in as 270. Brandon Blair, tag 641, weighing in as 268. Haley Beckett, tag 694, weighing in at 270. Kylie Guy, tag 637, weighing in as 269. Gavin Payne, tag 626, weighing in as 270. Mackenzie Daniels, tag 655, weighing in as 269. And Mackenzie Daniels, tag 654, weighing in as 270. Judge, this is your class.
Another nice class to work with, a pair of Hampshire influenced pigs that we're working with out here in the ring. We're going to win the class with the young lady in the blue checkered shirt. I think when we study this old pig from the ground up, this gilt's a real workhorse, big-footed, big bone, powerful at the floor of its chest, opened up all the way through with lots of muscle through top and ham. Maybe not quite as attractive through that front end as we've seen in a few others, but this pig puts a lot of good things together. Now the black pig that we're going to use in a second maybe comes at you with a little more sex appeal to that front end. Really an attractive pig. I like that length of neck. I like the way she presents her. But a pig, when we get behind and in front, tends to flatten out in its rib, don't carry quite the overall body dimension from head to tail as our class champion. Real good white pig coming out the young lady's driving here. I like the top shape and power in the upper hip that this pig brings to the competition, maybe even more so than the second place pig. But maybe a little plainer featured pig that doesn't carry quite the eye appeal in design as what we find in our two class winners. Next pig come out, kind of same deal. Like the speckled pig through that top, like it through behind, but maybe one that flattens out a little bit more in that lower 1/3, doesn't give you quite the power and look from a balance standpoint as what we see in the two pigs above it. Young man's black and white pig that's coming out next, stout featured pig, like its bone work, like the overall stoutness of skull it brings, but a pig that's a little fatter in its kind, needs to be leaned up, show more definition through top and ham to compete higher in the drive. Our rest of the pigs on down the line appreciate for their overall rib and doability, finding a little more evidence of fat than what we'd like to find at this point in time in their weight range. Like to lean them up a tad more from head to tail. Again, let's give all these exhibitors a nice hand.
Results from Class 10. In 9th place, Gavin Payne. In 8th place, Brandon Blair. In 7th place, Kylie Guy. In 6th place, Haley Beckett. In 5th place, Eli Patterson. In 4th place, Mackenzie Daniels. In 3rd place, Mackenzie Daniels. In 2nd place, Meredith Humphreys. And in 1st place, Jenna Malone. Now in the ring for Class 11, Jared Shepard, tag 708, weighing in as 274. Wyatt Owens, tag 702, weighing in as 271. Levi Best, tag 672, weighing in as 271. James Stewart, tag 729, weighing in at 271. Lydia Saunders, tag 682, weighing in at 272. Gracie Saunders, tag 686, weighing in as 271. Kara Saunders, tag 642, weighing in as 271. Madison McNeely, tag 668, weighing in as 274. And Mason Barber, tag 658, weighing in as 274. Judge, this is your class.
Interesting class. Again, one I'd like to do a little mixing and matching all the way up and down. Some good pigs with different features all the way through, but maybe not that one that just jumps out and says I've got everything put together the way I'd like to have it. I'm going to win the drive with the young lady with the pink cast on her arm. I think when we study this gilt, she's the most complete one in the class. She's sound made, she handles her feet and legs fairly well. Packed full of product, really pretty good through the center portion of her rib. Maybe like to make her just a tad looser in terms of her design, but lots of power in this pig. Attractive pig in the cauliflowered eared pig that I like real well. Great skin and hair coat, really well cared for pig, but a pig that kind of bothers me a little bit how it comes out of the ground. Like to get her up off of her pasterns, get her more vertical, get her a little squarer in terms of her mobility pattern as we see her come off both ends. Maybe gives up some product compared to our class champion. Black-headed pig coming out next. Great on the profile, deep rib, deep flank. Carries a little bit more fat through that jowl and that lower 1/3. Maybe not quite as much shape through that middle ham and lower ham as what we see in our class winner. Next pig coming out, again, another stout-featured, heavy-boned pig, pulled apart, raw in its design, but a pig that's a little coarser jointed, opened up a little bit more through that shoulder, not quite as a fresh in its design as what we see in our class champion. Next pig coming out, another pig that we like real well for its depth of rib, its overall body, but a pig that's a little plainer featured, a little softer in its design, not carrying quite the muscle pop and shape through that loin and ham, again, as the other end of the class. Young man's pig coming out next, I can't say that. Here's a pig that's lean and muscular up through that top, but a pig that's a little more ill-made. one that I'd like to jack up that front end, level it out in its top line, add a bit more bone and balance to this pig to make him competitive with our class champions. Again, let's give all these exhibitors a nice hand.
Results from Class 11. In 9th place, Mason Barber. In 8th place, James Stewart. In 7th place, Jared Shepard. In 6th place, Levi Best. In 5th place, Wyatt Owens. In 4th place, Lydia Saunders. In 3rd place, Madison McNeely. In 2nd place, Kara Saunders. And in 1st place, Gracie Saunders. Now entering the ring for Class 12, Kara Saunders, tag 643, weighing in as 276. Devin Forbush, tag 608, weighing in at 275. Jalen Libran, tag 675, weighing in as 277. Lewis Bell, tag 636, weighing in as 277. Peyton Hayes, tag 709, weighing in as 280. Hunter Humphreys, tag 735, weighing in as 276. Cole Pancake, tag 723, weighing in as 277. And Jason Lewis, tag 719, weighing in as 276. Judge, this is your class. For our chairs and signs, Starlight 4-H Club. For our grand and reserve trophies, Art and Amy Bell and Jason and Kelly Forbush. And for our division champ banners, Danny and Vicki Wilson. Please join me in thanking them.
Pretty good class to work with in this last weight division. I can go down the line and find some very good pigs. I think these two are both extremely good. They're very efficient in how they utilize their skeletons and spread their muscle tissue through top and ham. I think one out here is maybe a little more attractive, maybe laid in just a tad bit better in terms of their angles and therefore transitions a little bit better. But both of these hogs are extremely good. I'm going to win this division with the young lady here. And the presentation's very important, and she does an excellent job of presenting this pig. But if you study this pig on the move, its blade angles, its foot placement, and how it reaches off both ends are really in synchrony. Does an excellent job of utilizing its skeleton. Very good pig. Young man's pig in second. This barrow's a powerhouse, and he's stout, and he's wide, and he's big-chested, and I like the muscle mass that he comes at me with. But I'd like to purdy him up. I'd like to maybe give him just a little bit more angle to that shoulder blade, like to clean him up just a tad bit more through that jowl, maybe a little in that lower 1/3, but by golly, he's a meat hog, and that's what we want to find. Give him a nice hand. Young man coming out of third, an extremely good showman, and I bet a lot of you picked this pig to win this class, because when he's got that pig out there and driving with that head up, boy, that pig looks like $1 million. He's an extremely good showman. Problem is, when you get behind on that pig, get over the top, get behind, you just don't find the evidence of product that you find in our first two in the class. Young man coming out next, another very good showman. Gets the most out of this pig, and she's a good gilt. She's got lots of power in her top and ham, but a gilt, again, that maybe is a little a little more off in terms of her skeletal design than what we see in our class champion. Like to set her up higher in her neck set, give her a little more angle to her blade, improve that overall muscle shape in a lower ham to get her into that final pair. Rest of the pigs on down the line certainly like them very well for their doability. They got some capacity to them, but maybe not find them quite the muscle in relationship to freedom of fat of what we find at the top end of the class. Excellent class. Let's give them all a good hand.
Results from Class 12. In 8th place, Devin Forbush. In 7th place, Colt Pancake. In 6th place, Lewis Bell. In 5th place, Jalen Lambert. In 4th place, Peyton Hayes. In 3rd place, Hunter Humphreys. In 2nd place, Jason Lewis. And in 1st place, Kara Saunders. Championship from Class 1, from Class 9, Travis Gates, tag 741. From Class 10, Jenna Malone, tag 740. From Class 11, Gracie Saunders, tag 686. And from Class 12, Kara Saunders, tag 643. I need all 3rd place winners to the first 4 pins.
Again, very happy with the power and design that we've got out here for these 4 pigs in our championship drive. As I look at them, they certainly satisfy what I've been looking for most of the day in terms of providing enough product, lean enough product, and the type of skeleton that looks like they've done a good job of growing and packing that muscle in an efficient form. I've always taught the kids on my judging teams, when you find a good one, don't dilly-dally, get at it over with and start moving on, and I think we got a really good one out here to win our heavyweight division. Young lady, your pig will win this division today.
Your grand champion for Division 3 is Kara Saunders. I now need Jason Lewis, tag 19 to the ring, and I need Hunter Humphreys, tag 735 to the holding area, please.
For reserve in this heavyweight division, I'm going to come back to, I think, a really powerful made individual, one that's very square off both ends, really pulled apart, carries lots of product, maybe one I could pretty up a little bit through that neck and jaw line, but a pig that I just think utilizes its skeleton extremely well for the amount of power it packs from head to tail. The young man that was 2nd in class of the champion will be reserve heavyweight.
Your reserve champion for Division 3 is Jason Lewis. I now need Hunter Humphreys, tag 735 to the ring, and I need Peyton Hayes, tag 709 to the holding area, please.
Coming back to the Blue Bud for 3rd overall, I think she's extremely attractive in a design standpoint. Really has that frontal extension, that balance, that transition that comes with a really smooth, sound structured package. She probably follows the type of our heavyweight champion as well as any, just maybe doesn't pack the product that she carries today. Great set of pigs, okay?
Your 3rd overall for Division 3 is Travis Gates. I now need Levi Stallo, 728 to the ring, and I need Devin 5, 718 to the makeup area.
Another stout featured pig to utilize in that fourth spot. Very complete in terms of from head to tail, a mass through top and through ham region pulled apart. Maybe not quite as eye appealing as a few of the others out here or those above it, but a pig that really is a working class kind of a pig in terms of the power he brings to the table.
Your fourth overall for Division 3 is Gracie Saunders. I now need Kara Saunders, tag 642 to the ring, and I need Madison McNeely, tag 668 to the holding area.
Coming back to another power hog there next, I think the pig that you appreciate for its length of body, its overall muscle shape through top and ham. A pig that maybe I'd like to get just loosened up a little bit from a structure standpoint, but starting to find that as the case in several of them that we have out here. Give her a nice hand.
Your fifth overall is Jenna Malone. I now need Meredith Humphreys, tag 734 to the ring, and I need Mackenzie Daniels, tag 654 to the holding area.
Six overall, I'm coming back to that real eye-appealing pig. That's patterns very nice from head to tail. Like to increase the amount of product that it carries through top and ham, but I think a very good structured, very good design pig.
Your sixth overall is Hunter Humphreys. I now need Peyton Hayes, tag 709 to the ring, and I need Jalen Libran, tag 675 to the holding area.
Use that blue next, a real power hog, meat hog, one that you appreciate for its openness through center rib, power through top and ham. Maybe you'd like to make them just a little more attractive from a profile standpoint.
Your seventh overall is Peyton Hayes. I now need Jalen Libran to the show ring.
Another pig that you appreciate for its overall product volume, really big in top and ham. Maybe one I'd like to make him bigger in his foot size, bigger in his bone in comparison to some of the others, but truly like that center body cavity, like the muscle shape that it brings to the competition.
Your eighth overall for Division 3 is Levi Stallo. I now need Devin 5, tag 718 to the show ring, and I need Lydia Saunders, tag 689 to the makeup area. I need Isabella Pancake to the show ring. Your 9th overall is Jayla Libran. I need Lewis Bell to the show ring. Tag 636. The rest are excused. That's in the holding area. Lewis Bell to the show arena. Lewis Bell.
For 10th overall, I'm going to come back to the black gilt the young lady's driving here. I think one that you really can appreciate from its attractiveness from head to tail, really balances out nice, maybe needs a bit more power in terms of muscle shape with two top and ham, compete with the ones above it in the drive, but I think from a structure and design standpoint, moves into a logical placing for 10th. Again, let's give all these kids a nice hand.
Your 10th overall for Division III is Meredith Humphrey. We need all grand champions to the very first 3 pins. We need all the grand champions to the 3 first pins in the holding area. All reserve champions go in the next 3 slots after the grands. All 3rd place winners from the final drives report to the other 3 slots. Now entering the ring from Division I, Grand Champion, Angel Lewis, tag 715. Division II, Grand Champion, Hunter Humphreys, tag 736. And Division III Grand Champion, Kara Saunders, tag 643. Judge, this is your class.
Well, it's truly been a pleasure for me to have the opportunity to work your junior show tonight. Hopefully you've been able to follow me through the night. I like to make the show fun, and I hope to try to make it educational for the kids that are involved. In this day of, I call it entertainment livestock, and that's pretty much what it is, whether it be a steer show, a pig show, lamb show and such. We get to where we spend more time talking about skin coat and hair and some of those things, and I believe that's what's really important in a market animal project, and that's what we're doing in terms of trying to get them to grow fast, be efficient, and put a good product on the table. So when people go to the store and they make that vote, they're voting for pork for their plate. And I don't think enough of that gets done anymore. My history is from a farm. I grew up on a farm. I fed cattle, and I had 25 sows, and I went on and I worked for the Yorkshire Association for several years. I ran a boar test station, and then I went into extension and worked as a livestock specialist. So I like to believe I got a pretty well-rounded background from my home farm to where I am today. And I'm really proud when I look into the ring and I see a set of pigs that kind of mirror what I look at different weight ranges. There's some give and take here, but again, I think when you look in the ring, you should be pretty proud of the caliber of pigs you have here in Lawrence County, and your champions can compete with any county in the state. Give all your exhibitors a nice hand. Again, I feel like we've got an outstanding individual in our championship drive that we can go out and recognize and again put it as a symbol for what we're looking for in the industry. This pig is extremely powerful from head to tail, yet attractive in its makeup, really sound in its design. Join me as I go out and congratulate your champion.
Your 2017 Grand Champion Market Hog is Kara Saunders. Now entering the ring, Jason Lewis, tag 719. We now need Gracie Saunders, tag 686 to the makeup area.
For reserve, I'm going to come back to the pig that I think's just a heck of a really good market hog. Just extremely powerful from head to tail. Lots of product piled into him, and wish I could have a finishing floor made just like him. Your reserve champion overall will be your reserve champion heavyweight.
Your 2017 Reserve Champion Market Hog is Jason Lewis. I now need Travis Gates, tag 741 to the ring, and I need Jenna Malone, tag 740 to the makeup area.
For third overall, I'm going to come back to one of the nicest patterning pigs that we've seen in the show today. Love the length of front end that this pig has. The young man does an extremely good job of presenting this pig, level in its top line, smooth in its lines and transitions. Excellent market hog. The young man's pig right over here to my right will be third overall.
Your third overall market hog is Hunter Humphreys. I now need Travis Gates, tag 663 to the show arena, and I need Peyton Hayes, tag 712 to the makeup area. Fourth overall is Travis Gates, tag number 663. I now need Hannah Gates, tag 661 to the ring, and I need Isabella Pancake, tag 720 to the makeup area. Your fifth overall is Travis Gates. I now need Gracie Saunders, tag 686 to the show arena, and I need Hunter Humphreys, tag 735 to the makeup area. Your sixth overall is Gracie Saunders. I now need Jenna Malone, tag 740 to the show arena. And I need Peyton Hayes, tag 709 to the makeup area. Your 7th overall is Jenna Malone. I now need Hunter Humphreys to the tag 735 to the ring, and I need Levi Sallow, tag 728 to the holding area. Your 8th overall is Hunter Humphreys. I now need Peyton Hayes in the show arena. And I need Jalen Libran, tag 675 to the makeup area. Your 9th overall is Peyton Hayes. I now need Levi Sallow, tag 728 to the ring, and the rest of you are dismissed. As he picks our final 10, let's give our judge a round of applause, for he's done an awesome job for us this evening. And your 10th overall is Hannah Gates. The overall placing in 10th place, Hannah Gates. In 9th overall, Peyton Hayes. 8th overall, Hunter Humphreys. 7th overall, Jenna Malone. 6th overall, Gracie Saunders. 5th overall, Travis Gates. 4th overall, Travis Gates. 3rd overall, Hunter Humphreys. Your reserve champion is Jason Lewis, and your 2017 Grand Champion Market Hog is Miss Kara Saunders. Thank you for coming.